welcome to today's presentation about energy demand projection in 2034 using LEAP model with a focus on renewable energy development in Kepulauan Riau. My name is Muhammad Lintang Mahari and I'll be your moderator for today's discussion to give you overview about what we will be discussing, covering energy demand and projection with a focus on renewable energy development. We will have some time for question and comment at the end of the presentation. As a participant, you will encouraged to ask questions, share your thought, and present any relevant example. This meant to be an interactive discussion, so don't be hesitate to contribute with your insight. Without ado, let's get started. The floor is yours.
Okay, first we would to introduce our member of group. My name is Muhammad Fajar and this is Danang Arianto. First we want to present to you all the viewers and all the audience about energy demand projection to 2034 using the LEAP model with a focus on renewable energy development in Riau Island. Okay, next maybe we will continue with Mas Danang.
Okay, thank you. First, thank you moderator, Mas Lintang. Background number one, next demography, special note, current energy resource, strategic energy development set, methodology, result modeling, conclusion, and references. Okay, background. Kepulauan Riau or Riau Island is special, officially known as a island province, is one of Indonesia's strategically significant maritime provinces located in western the archipelago. Established in 2002 after separating from Riau province, Kepulauan Riau served as a vital gateway connecting Indonesia, Singapore, and Malaysia through the Malacca Strait and the China Sea. Riau Island, given its strategic location, economic potential, and natural resource wealth, plays a crucial role in Indonesia maritime development agenda, regional connectivity, and energy transition effort. The province represents a model for balancing economic growth, environmental sustainability, and energy diversification, and in an archipelago context. We can see the picture source and demography. In Kepulauan Riau, located in Western Indonesia, consists of more than 2,400 islands scattered across the South China Sea. The provincial capital is in Tanjung Pinang, while Batam serves as an economic hub. As of 2024, the population of Kepulauan Riau is estimated about 2.23 million people, with the majority residing in urban centers such as Batam, Bintan, and Karimun. The population density is relatively high in Batam due to industrialization and migration from other regions. We can see in this page we note special note UPT Kepulauan Riau without Batam. Why? The plan to develop electricity system in Riau Island without Batam, it does not mean that Batam is being neglected, but rather that Batam and Kepulauan Riau have different planning systems because they are managed by different entities. The plan for the Riau Island, excluding Batam, focus on the electrification of remote island and area that do not yet have 24 hours electricity, while Batam has a spared plan called the RUPTL, which focuses more on increasing capacity and efficiency, densely populated area, planning differences. For example, Rio Island, excluding Batam, the main focus is mission to distribute electricity to islands, especially in small islands that do not yet electricity only or have 14 hours of electricity. The target programs such as Kapri Terang and Listrik Desa to provide 24 hours electricity in sub-district, capital, and remote island, utilizing renewable energy such as solar power plants, PLTS, and the Super Sun individual program. For this, responsible party is PT PLN in general. Next. Now, in Batam, main focus addressing the high demand for electricity due to rapid economic growth in Batam, shortly. The target increase power plant capacity, developing interconnection network with other island such as Bintang, and increasing the share of new and renewable energy to 35 by 2032. And the responsible party in Batam is especially PT PLN Batam, subsidiary of and that focus in Batam area only. Next. In this table, current consumer data in Kepulauan Riau without Batam, still with Batam. The criteria divide in four criteria. Household number one, business, public, and industry. The table show 10 years from 2015 until 2024. The growth is increasing year per year. Except from 2016 to 2017. It decreased. Okay, table number 2, it is a relation of customer, yeah. Still divide in 4 criteria. The data is still the same to previous 10 years from 2015 to 2024. It show the growth is more increase. Same with the data before in 2016 to 2017 decrease about growth in customer. Next. Current energy resource in Kepulauan Riau remain heavily reliant on fossil fuel, especially gas, to meet its electricity needs. Thanks to its geographical position near offshore gas basins and infrastructure that supports gas-fired power plant, where local renewable energy sources such as solar, biomass, and small hydro are recognized and pose some potential their actual contribution to the current energy mix is relatively modest compared to gas and oil. The province has set a target to increase the share of renewable to 15 by 2025 while reducing dependencies of on coal and oil, increasing natural gas role in its power mix. However, implementation face challenges including limited renewable generation infrastructure, intermittency of solar and wind, and the need for investment in grid upgrades and energy storage, like the picture in Kabupaten Karimun, show that the third most in Kepulauan Riau provinces that produce electricity. Next. Okay, going to strategic energy development concept. In short term, the 25 until 2027, like convert existing diesel power plant to gas based on hybrid system. They deploy rooftop and floating solar PV on Batam, Bintan, and Karimun. I think it's except Batam. Implement pilot microgrid project using solar and battery in Natuna and Anambas. In medium term, 2028 and 20 until 2030, expand inter-island transmission link and distributed energy management system, promote waste to energy projects in Bintan industrial zones, initiate offshore wind and ocean current feasibility studies. Plus, in long term, 2031 until 2034 and beyond, was establish regional energy cluster linked to Singapore Green Energy Corridor. Utilize green hydrogen production from excess renewable generation for export and industrial use. Integrated energy storage technologies like battery bank and pump hydro for grid stability. Okay, next, Mr. Mas Fajar.
Okay, we will continue. All of the data we have concluded in from the news and plan strategy from PLN Persero in Indonesia. We simulate in LEAP, in methodology energy planning model that covers energy demand. First, we have to determine the area we want to planning the model and search for the data required. In this case, we got from the energy strategy from PLN and process and validate the data into the LEAP application. And next step, input the LEAP one by one, like this example, and check the result and error and finish. And also we do some general set like demand and transformation and resource, and we set the base year is 24, and the first scenario year is 2025, and the end year is 2034. The scenario we use time series and the policy from the RUPTL and RUKN or the strategic plan from the PLN. Okay, we can see in this PowerPoint the demand from. We also divided in 4 category: household or rumah tangga, industry, commercial or business, and public. The demand in 2024, the total they reached 3.8 gigawatts and increase until 2034. we can see in 2031 that sign the industrial grow up significant because maybe before 2031 there will be the industrial development in Riau Island. So this is the data from electrical strategy from PLN that industrial will grow up significant in Riau Island at 2031. The power plant also in RUPTL or strategic energy plan that they will get in 2034 is like that 110 gigawatts in 2034. So like a previous that I said in 2031 that significant they will need some power plant in that year because from now until maybe 20, there will be the development industrial strategy sector in Riau Island. So the electrical power plant strategy in RUPTL that we have simulate that from the 2024 until 2034 that sign is PLTS or solar PV will be increased and that sector will be supporting in this area because in Riau Island many environment covering from ocean or sea. In this case, if solar PV will be supported is as the main power plant in Riau Island. But in otherwise, as the full diesel and coal and biomass still did not will not increase, but they will fulfill the demand from the Riau Island electricity user. Prediction amount of power plant infrastructure from 2026 until 2034. PLTS will be the highest number in 39.1 gigawatts from the 4.3. It will development fast in 2027. Like I said from the previous slide that before 2031 that will be infrastructure development for power plant that consumer from industrial sector will be grown significant in 2031. So prediction amount of power plant infrastructure until 2034 reach 148.2 gigawatts. Okay, the conclusion that first electricity demand in Island or Kepulauan Riau rises sharply from 33.8 million gigajoule in 2024 to 21.9 million gigajoule in 2034, driven mainly by the industrial sector, which becomes the largest consumer, and residentially, commercial and public sector also grow steadily, reflecting economic expansion and increasing the electrification across islands. In 2031, industrial consumer or customer demand is projected to increase significantly because PLN injects electricity demand by considering the level of certainty of potential KTT or consumer tegangan tinggi. And the Riau Island province has primary energy resource cost consisting of an estimate 304 million barrel of oil equivalent and 50 billion cubic feet of natural gas. PLN is committed to strengthening the implementation of the energy transition program through the Accelerate Renewable Energy Development Program by utilizing the potential of primary energy source for power generation in the Riau Island province. For the reference, we used the PLN Persero RUPTL from 2025 until 2034 and Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resource or RUKN in 2025 and BPS in Riau Island dalam angka 2025 and also lip location user guide Stockholm Environment Institute in 2020. So thank you for your attention. That's all from our presentation.
Thank you for your attention and participation. We have to reach the end of our presentation. I hope we have found an innovative and interesting. Now we would like to hear you guys. Do you have any question or comment about our topic? This is your chance to ask anything and you want to know more about, share your thought and opinion with us. To ask any question, please come to front of the class and please also state your name and abbreviation before speaking. We would like to answer the question as possible. So, there is any question?
Okay, thank you for the time for me. I want to ask you what you topic of us what us discuss. My name is Muhammad Togo Priyonggo. I want to ask you for my question from your topic is why will industrial growth in the Riau Island increase sharply in 2013 and beyond? That's it. Thank you.
And next question.
Thank you for the opportunity. I would like to ask Kudu, why has solar PV development in Riau increased so drastically, and is there potential for other power plants? Thank you.
Okay. Enough.
Maybe next we can answer the question.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mas Sundang. Okay, I will try wish to answer number from Mas Teguh ya. Industrial growth increase sharply in 2030 and beyond because in the Riau Island is projected is a rapid expansion of SEZ special economic zones, such as in Bintan and Karimun, which serve as Indonesia main manufacturing and logistics hub near Singapore and Malaysia. Surely, the government's continued investment in industrial port facilities and transportation infrastructure enhance the region's attractiveness for foreign investors. Generally, energy and digital industries such as data centers, shipbuilding, maybe and electronics are expected to expand significantly as part of the national industrial downstreaming agenda. The completion of inter-island transmission lines and gas infrastructure will also improve power reliability, encouraging new factors and large-scale industrial operation. I think consequently, electricity demand in the sector in forecast to dominate total energy consumption in especially in Kepulauan Riau after 20 and 30. Thank you.
Number
Next
question.
Mas.
I will answer the second question. Why has solar PV development in Riau Island increased drastically? And is there any potential for the other power plants? I will answer directly to Miss Ida Mulyani. Okay, the solar PV maybe is the number one for
John
power plant development infrastructure, because in Riau Island we know that the area covered by sea and ocean, and also beside Batam there is the Singapore country that they will need some energy, because their area does not support it from the electricity production. So CV will be the first, because the production and the installation and all infrastructure, they can use as simple as they want to install. And potential from the other plan, maybe the nearest there are the ocean wave, maybe, and also have the long study for experiment and research. And also there in Batam there will be the gas engine for the supporting the minimum from the electricity consumption. So there is the answer from our group. That's all. Thank you.
Finally, now we have reached the end of this presentation. I would like to say thank you all the presenter for the great presentation, and to audience for patient. Thank you for attention. Have a great day. Please give applause.